Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be testing out Golisopod. This is going to be the first time that I've actually used it, and I caught quite a few. I was able to go ahead and look through which one was going to be the best one for Ultra League, and we got a pretty decent one, somewhere between like 20 and 100. It's pretty good. It's landing right on 1500. We're going to be pairing it up with, the good old Regirock. I can't stop using this thing. It's just so good. And then we have Gramble for a while, but then I swapped the Gramble out and put in Scrafty, and it is going to be a pretty good team here. So yes, the Regirock and the Scrafty are both going to be weak to fighting, and then we do have the Golisopod, which is going to be resisting the fighting too. So let's see what we can do here. I had a lot of fun with it, and I do have a few things that I want to say about it before we get into the commentary, and that is going to be, we're going to see some crazy situations. Sometimes it does a lot for us. Sometimes it really doesn't do much. But here is my gripe that I have about it. It's a great Pokemon. It's good for what it can do. But I feel like it's not specifically the best closer if those Pokemon aren't going to be weak to your types. Now, as soon as I say that, we're going to see it closing it out here for us. But we're going up against the Psychic and Dark. And exactly like I said, it needs to have those Pokemon that are weak to it. And it does perform well when it's going up against those types, that it's going to have an advantage over. But if you're going to see like a Steel type or something that's kind of just neutral, the moves that it does have, Aqua Jet, X-Scissor, Fury Cutter is good because you're farming quick, right? I guess you're getting stabbed too. But it's just kind of leaving you with nothing to really hit your opponent hard. But other than that, it is a very interesting Pokemon and it does do things for us. So let's go ahead and get into it. Great lead with a Talonflame. And by the way, one more thing, if you can hit that like button, folks, I really do appreciate it. It makes me happy. Athena gets more treats. I have it just like Go Battle League. When my videos hit a certain threshold, I'm like, oh, it's time for your upgraded treat, Athena. She has no idea what's going on. She's like, just give me the treat, human. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I got a little backpack for her, kind of like a saddlebags, right? Tested it out. It's okay. I kind of need to adjust the size. Maybe it's only going to be good for like hikes and where she's not going to be running through the grass too much because it kind of gets all loppy. But I put some treats in there, went to the baseball field, and there was another dog there with their owner, and it was like a retired drug sniffing dog from an airport, not in Alaska, some other places, some hound dog, very cute old boy. So they played with each other, had a good old time, and I was giving Athena a treat, and this dog wanted a treat. He's like, the owner said he doesn't eat treats from anybody or any of us. He doesn't eat nothing but his dog food for years. What is that treat? I said, it's a pepperoni, man. He's like, a pepperoni? I was like, yeah. It's like, he just kept wanting more. It's like, okay. Just a little fun story for you before we get into this. We got a nice 20-minute video. You could take a look at these battles. So we will be able to wall rain here. And although those Icicle Spears do start adding up with the spam ability that it does have, with a bit of a finesse and maneuver, you can pull it off here. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and combo break. Well, that was really a combo break on the Talonflame, but we take it out with a Stone Edge. They're going to take us out here, and we're going to be able to get to an X-Scissor on the Golisopod. Let's go. The design's really cool. I like it's kind of like Star Eye. I always like that kind of Star Eye whenever they did that on any sort of thing. I think the other one was like some Digimon. All right, anyways, next battle, we have the Regirock here up against the Muck. So this is always going to be a good matchup. Their Dark Pulse is going to go right through you, but they have no poison options. So this really confused me. They go for a Sludge Wave here, and I was thinking, okay, maybe they have like Sludge Wave Acid Spray for whatever reason, right? But I had a sneaking suspicion. Let's see. Yeah, they go for Dark Pulse. So okay, but we're still going to take that win. It doesn't really matter. So looking good. And they're bringing in a Gramble. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge here and do a ton of damage. Yeah, we're definitely getting a shield out of them. So shielding up their Gramble. We're going to go ahead and bring in ours. So those few lock-ons, watch this. This is crazy. Actually help us take the win. We survive with 1 HP. We retreat for whatever reason. I think we're like 1 charm away, but it's literally impossible to get to that move unless they just stop tapping the screen. Okay, so we got to look out for Skull Bash. So they get a shield out of me with Surf, which is not very effective. And now I'm hitting myself over the head. Like, dang, all right. We got to really be careful of this Skull Bash because that's the only thing that's really going to get us here. We don't really have to worry about Ice Beam. But folks, we have that Gramble with what, 1 HP? You want to see some magic? Oh yeah, you want to see some. So they get another shield out of us. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to get to Skull Bash here. I have to catch somehow, some way with this Gramble, but it's going to faint by the time I throw it in. But I clutch, get the catch. I couldn't believe it. That was literally, that was the perfect time. There was no other way. Any sooner, and they would have just used a quick move. All right, so we're able to take that win there. Let's go. And I will be periodically swapping the lead throughout all of these battles. So we're met with a Scizor here. We're going to be weak to that Bullet Punch, Steel, weak to Rock here. So I'm expecting a Night Slash. And I do believe our opponent, yeah, they get the boost right off the bat. So they're going to be doing more with their Iron Head. And now they're going to be, or not Iron Head, Bullet Punch. Yeah, they're going to be obligated to shield that up because, well, they got the boost. Now they want to keep that thing alive when they got this great matchup. So we're going to shield this and see if they want to actually double shield their Scizor here. And if they do, okay. Now, we're not particularly looking great here. We do resist the Steel with our Golisopod, but their Night Slash is going to go through us, and they just get 2 boosts. They didn't get 1. They got freaking 2. There's the next one there. Okay, so we're going to have to shield this up because that Bullet Punch is going to take out my Gramble in like a couple of quick moves, right? So they're swapping. We go for the Aqua Jet, which, by the way, is just a garbage move, and they catch it on their Giratina. So we swap into our Gramble here. And this, yeah, Shadows, yeah, that's over. Can we take them? I couldn't believe it. We took them out. Gramble putting in that work. Getting to the crunch, folks. Gramble said, nope, we will take this win. And they have an obstacle in the back. I mean, I know, I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So we do have energy, and it is super effective, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough here unless we survive a Night Slash and 1 counter. Then we could potentially take this win, but we don't have much health. I don't think we're going to be able to. Oh my goodness, folks. And we survive and we take the win. So it's pulling in some wins there. Okay, okay. Next battle, we're met with an Alolan Golem, which is, this is fine. Wild Charge is going to be doing neutral damage. It's going to be able to spam it pretty fast. We're going to go ahead and just go for the Focus Blast right off the bat. Let's see if they shield it. They let it go. I'm telling you, they let those Focus Blasts go, bringing in an Obstagoon, and now they're having nightmares about that. They're certainly not going to be letting another Charge move go through here. I bet you I can bait them a couple of times. Let's see. So we're going to go for the Stone Edge. Let's see. I'm sure we'll get a shield out of them because I don't want that to happen again. Yes, 1 shield. And we're getting to another one, and folks, will we get another shield out of that Obstagoon? And we do. Beautiful. And we do have the Scrafty on the team. It is going to be Best Buddy XL. It doesn't need to be Best Buddy. You can just XL it. I just wanted to because having the badge and having it land close to the combat power of whatever league that you're in, specifically this one, we have Ultra League, so it's going to be nice. Like the Mawile that I do have. I could power it up a couple more times, or I could just Best Buddy it. As a matter of fact, the Mawile, actually, I Best Buddy that before there was even XL, so yeah. Anyways, we're going to town here. They're going to be swapping, and it is going to be a Venusaur. Now, it's not particularly the most comfortable matchup to be in right here. And again, this is that closing situation that I was talking about. It doesn't really have any hard-hitting moves here. So as you can see, I mean, Frenzy Plant's just demolishing us, even though we're part grass, or I mean, we're part bug, and we're also going to be water. So that's where the extreme amount of damage is coming from at this point. So we're going to let it go, and we're just going to have to put all our hope into this Scrafty here. So I think I just go for a power-up punch. We want to just, I don't know, I just felt like comfortable to do so. We're going to need like a couple more counters here. And we should be able to take out that Venusaur. 1, and we take him out. Beautiful. And down goes the Obstagoon, and Scrafty helps us take that win. Let's get it. And we've been on fire with this Regirock lead, so let's just keep it here. And speaking of fire, there's that Talonflame. They're going to be swapping into a Trevenant, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Scrafty here, which is going to have a very good, comfortable matchup up against this thing. Now, don't underestimate it. It can take you out with that Bullet Seed. It will be able to spam it eventually and just kind of conquer you if you don't shield up. Alright, so we're able to get that foul play through. So what we're going to do is just going to go for a power punch here. Probably underestimated or overestimated the damage that I was going to be able to do following the power-up punch here, because I think they get to another one and we're forced to shield, unfortunately. So we're winning this matchup. Since we had such an extremely good matchup up against the Talonflame, to be honest, even if we had to use 2 shields, it would be okay. But they're going to actually lock themselves in here with their Talonflame. They knew what they were doing. They knew I was going to bring the Registeel in here, so exactly, they let it go down right away. So they're probably just trying to calculate this win here, bring it in the wall rain, which is also not going to really have a great time going up against the Regirock. And then we also do have the Scrafty Grand granted, it does, it's got no health, never mind. Yeah, we really can't rely on that. I think the Golisopod doesn't do a dang thing in this whole battle, folks. I'm pretty sure that's actually going to occur here. The star of the show doesn't even make an appearance. Again, it's like another Regirock video, right? Should just title it Pokemon Go Regirock Go Battle League, Ultra League. Let's do this. All right, so they tried to swap to catch, and I just, well, lock on down. And now we're going to be able to throw this Stone Edge on the Walrein here and take the win with the Regirock. Well, we're going to go ahead and do a combo breaker there. I forgot they still had a shield, so we'll do that combo breaker. And now we're going to take that win with the Scrafty. Let's go. All right, next battle met with a Blaziken. Now this is pretty interesting. So I know that they're more than likely going to have like Brave Bird Blaze Kick or something like that. So counter's obviously super effective plus stab. And Stone Edge is not necessarily super effective to the Blaziken because it is going to be part fighting, but it is still going to do quite a bit. So we did get one shield. Knowing that they're going to, yep, Blaze Kick, we can let that go and go ahead and just let them counter us down. I figure we're going to just do as much damage as we can here and plus get a shield out of them. So this is a crazy battle. Folks, look at what's about to happen here. If you're not watching, take a look. So they Brave Bird me here. Pretty much one-shots my Scrafty, and now it's dead. All right, they counter me afterwards. And I'm sitting here with this dang thing, Golisopod. I'm like, oh my gosh. I literally was gonna top left. I think you couldn't see it, but it's at a ×2 speed. But I stopped tapping for a second because I was like, I'm done. This is done. But I wanted to just maybe entertain the fact. And at this point too, I'm already tilted because of all this nonsense. So they did just catch. What did they catch with? I think that was the Dark Right. Here's that Dark type we were talking about. If there's the weakness in the back, we will be able to handle it. So it looks like they're just using this Dark Right to kind of just absorb the energy that we did have. Seeing that we still do have a good amount of energy or health, I figured let's just go ahead and take it out here. Yeah, Grass Knot's still going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage despite it not even getting stabbed. And Cresselia's attack not even being like that great. It's still going to be doing a decent amount here, but we're going to be able to kind of almost outpace it. And at this point, I'm like, come on, let me get to, I need to get to 2. It's not over. They still have a shield left. They're really making me work for this. They're really making me nervous here. Okay, so we get to it, and it's a win. We got it. So there you go. It really has a specific position it needs to play to pull off as something like that. Otherwise, it's not going to really want to do too much for you. Okay, you're going to be walled. All right, so we're met with a Swampert, which is just amazing. Okay, so in the lead with the Golisopod at this point, up against the Swampert, which is just amazing. They're not going to have Sludge Wave, Earthquake, Hydro Cannon, but let's just see how much Hydro Cannon does from a non-shadow. Okay, respectable amount of damage, just no pushover damage, and with the spam ability that it can do, it is actually going to be able to take us down a good amount. And with the amount of damage, or the lack of damage that our Pokemon is doing, they're going to be able to hang for a little bit, but they're going to be making a swap into their Snorlax. No shields have been used, and we're bringing in our Scrafty here. We do need to look out for superpower, but I think they get me. They get me with the bait, and they don't even go for a superpower. So I'm not trying to spoil it here, but they just don't. I don't know. Maybe they got like Earthquake or Outrage or something like that. So there's the Body Slam 1, and at this point I'm like, go ahead, just hit me with it. You're not going to KO. It is another Body Slam, and we counter down. So we have one shield, they have one shield. We got energy and health, and we're going to go ahead and just go for the Power Up Punch, and it is going to be the Swampert that they did throw back into this battle here, waiting for me to use our energy. And then as soon as we do, they swap into their Registeel, and well, we're going to go ahead and stay right where we're at. We're getting a shield from the Power Up Punch, and we've been vamped up at this point, so we're just doing a ton of damage. Remember, the cap is going to be 4, but you know, if you wanted to keep going for the Power Up Punch, you know, keep on going for it if you're able to stay in the battle that long, or if your opponent's able to stay alive that long. All right, so we take them down. In comes the Swampert here. I don't even think this is enough. The freaking Scrafty holding on, and we get through an invisible counter. Take the win. Next battle, leading with the Golisopod up against a Talonflame. So I wanted to initially run Waterfall, but you know how the game works. As soon as you put a team together, it'll show you exactly what you're weak against because the algorithm is freaking real. It will really counter you just right off the bat. If you're thinking, I wonder what my team's weak against, you know, you kind of calculated everything. Maybe you missed something. You're like, just go into Go Battle League with it. It'll show you within the first 2 games, maybe within the first one. All right, so this is an okay matchup. I'm kind of thinking, let's see if we can get their shield here with this. And we do. Oh my goodness, such a massive resistance. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to lock on down with the Regirock at this point. So yeah, Brave Bird's going to be doing a lot. They vamped up, immediately swapping into a Greet It, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Scrafty here. And this is already a good matchup. They go for Crunch, probably trying to lower our defense. Sounds good to me. They didn't get the defense debuff, so we're just going to, well, do what we're going to do anyways. And I would assume they're going to start going for Body Slams here. So Scrafty is actually kind of a tank. So long as it's not taking super effective damage from something, it's going to be able to take hits quite nicely here. So hitting us with another Body Slam, and we're going to be able to farm down at this point, capping out almost at 100 energy. We're ready to go. And they bring it a Pidgeot, so we're going for the foul play. And the Regirock's going to have a blast here with these two birds in the back. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge right away here. Take out the Pidgeot. They have no more shields left. In comes Talonflame. We get to the Stone Edge again, and Regirock yet again pulling off the sweep for us at the end. Let's go. This thing is just incredible. All right, let's keep it moving, folks. What are we going to see for the next battle? Leading with Golisopod again and met with another Swampert. You gotta love it. All right, so let's get it. Staying right here, they're going to be swapping to catching on their Talonflame. Okay, that was a great catch. You can't deny that. But unfortunately, we got Regirock. So what we're going to do, since we're going to have such an easy and comfortable matchup with it, is farm up a little bit more with the Golisopod, gain a little bit more energy, and then go ahead and bring in the Regirock here to see what we can do. Well, we already know what we're going to do. We're going to, just absorb it. Well, you know, it was starting to get a little bit out of control. I kind of, very few times do I get nervous using the Regirock up against Talonflame. For this one here, because it was starting to vamp up and they still had a shield left, I mean, they're going to have to use it here if they wanted to keep it alive. And they do, so I'm like, okay, well, we still have 2 shields left. So we bring this Golisopod, we're going to go for Aqua Jet. Let's see how much it does. And we take them out. Okay, let's go. All right, and they have a Trevenant in the back. All right, this is a decent matchup. It's not necessarily going to be doing too much damage. Again, one of those things. But, yeah, it's probably going to be best that we just let this go. We get to another one, so at least we're going to be doing a little bit of extra damage. We do have the Scrafty in the back that's going to be able to handle this. So, yeah, we just go ahead and bring that in. And this is basically over. Now, it's not completely over. I think they still have a little bit of play here. All right, yeah. What am I talking about? Again, I forgot that they had a whole Swampert in the back. Okay. All right, so we got to deal with this pink Swampert, this purple Swampert first. So we're going to go for the foul play. All right, yeah, they definitely got some play left. I mean, yeah. It's like I said, remember, Seed Bomb's still doing a decent amount of damage. All right, so we're going for this foul play. Going to take out this Swampert here. Easy money. And that Trevenant back there. So we still do have 1 shield. If we let this go, I think we could survive, but we're just going to go ahead and shield it up. And we get to the foul play. Yeah, that was about to get out of hand very quickly here. So I got a little too comfortable and forgot all about that Swampert in the back. All right, next battle, we got a couple more for you, folks. And we're met with a Jellicent. Now, this is not a good matchup for me, like, at all. Like, this is just horrible. Because they resist bug and they resist water. And on top of that, maybe you can have a move that hits hard, right? That's resisted and do a little bit more damage than you could. But not these moves. Oh my goodness, it's doing barely anything. So we're digging in because, well, they are just spammy, but they're going to keep hitting me with Bubble Beam. And crazy enough, we got a shield. Are you kidding me? Okay, sounds good to me. So after they did all these Bubble Beams, okay, I just swap into Regirock, thinking that they might swap themselves, but they keep going. And sounds good. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and go Stone Edge here, and we get another shield. So we gotten 2 shields from them, and we haven't seen anything else. And they're still above half health on this Jellicent, and they finally swap, and they have a Muck back there. Great, this is a good matchup for us here. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep throwing these Stone Edges, and they did debuff us. So yeah, it's not gonna be doing as much damage. That confused me for a second. Like, what the heck? How in the heck did that Muck get so tanky? So we're gonna go ahead and swap to refresh all that debuff nonsense, and have a good matchup with our Scrafty up against this Muck here, and just go to town and start vamping up that counter attack. Let's get it. We're going to go ahead and let this go here, hitting us with an Acid Spray, no problem at all. It got me curious as to what was in the back, because they're going to keep hitting me with Acid Spray over and over again, and we are still locked. It's a Scizor. Okay, so that's fine. We have vamped up our attack. We're going to go ahead and go for foul play. Counter is going to be doing a decent amount. The bug type kind of neutralizes it, but it's still doing a lot. You already know in Pokemon Go, it's all ridiculous stuff. And we're farming them all the way down here. No more shields. They bring in the Muck. We farm them down, making sure we hold our ground. And then we go for the foul play for the finisher up against that Jellicent. 1 more counter takes the win. Man, that Jellicent is a tank. All right, next battle. What are we going to see? Leading with the Golisopod, and we have another Talonflame lead. So this is not going to be particularly good for us. Again, But, you know, we're just going to have to deal with it. Now, there's a fighter in the back. That's going to be pretty annoying for sure. But they can kind of handle their own, right? The Scrafty and the Regirock, even if they go up against a fighter, it's not the end of the world. It's more about like a charm user up against Scrafty or something like that, which is going to be horrible. All right, so unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to this Aqua Jet. I kind of just figured to just let it go. We got a shield from them here, and yep, they're going to go ahead and swap. So before we swap, we're going to go ahead and throw this Stone Edge here, do a ton of damage, and then swap into our Scrafty and go ahead and farm down. They're going to be able to get off a couple of these Icicle Spears. I don't think I shield up any of them. I think we let them all go because I feel like the Talonflame is going to be more of a threat that we're going to have to shield up compared to those Icicle Spears with all this energy that we still do have as well. So they are bringing in the Talonflame. We're going to go for the Foul Play right off the bat here. Now we haven't vamped up our attack whatsoever, and they still have one shield left. Do believe it's going to be worth saving at this point right here, and I think we do. No, we go straight for the Foul Play. We're not even going to try to bait. Because we want to get that last shield, just take them out, which makes sense. And down they go, and they have a Swampert back there. And if you're thinking, oh, Regirock in the back, GG's, you lost. It's not over until it's over. Let's see what's going to happen here. Scrafty's still going to get vamped up and do plenty of attacks and damage here. Also, Regirock is amazing, okay? This Swampert is going to have Earthquake and Hydro Cannon. Well, maybe it has Sludge Wave, who knows? But they do go for a Hydro Cannon here, probably just assuming, you know, Hydro Cannon, super effective, might as well go for it. And we're going to be able to take that win. If you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.